Hi, I'm Chelsea Stratton from Chelsea Stratton Designs, and today we're here in my mom's quilt studio because I'm going to share with you a new quilt pattern called Friendly Blooms. So we're going to go over more detail of these blocks. I had a lot of questions because this quilt has two different blocks in it, the flower blocks and the patchwork blocks. So I'll talk a little bit more about that, and I also have a special story to go along with it. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm really excited to share more about the Friendly Blooms quilt with you all. It is absolutely one of my favorites, and it has kind of a fun story with it that I'm going to share with you really quick. I wasn't going to finish designing this quilt, and I just felt like it was missing a few elements, and a friend of mine told me, you absolutely need to do this one because it's adorable. And then I ended up mixing the patchwork blocks with the flower blocks, and it was a really nice balance. So I kind of named this quilt after our friendship. That's why it's called Friendly Blooms. So there's a little backstory to this. The quilting was done by my good friend Marion Bott, and this is actually the same quilting design that she did on my Dazzling quilt, so you might recognize that as well. This quilt, I've had a lot of questions about the difficulty of this quilt, and I will say confident beginner or early intermediate, only because some people don't like the smaller piecing, and just the flower blocks have a little bit of small piecing, but it's not difficult techniques. It's all regular quilting techniques, so nothing too hard. If you're a little nervous, I just wanted to let you know that the pieces are a little bit smaller, but it's not difficult to make the block. So just so you're aware. And then the patchwork blocks is just simple piecing, obviously, with the squares. So let me dive in a little bit more. You have a variation of red flowers and pink flowers. You can choose kind of what you want to do with that, but you will require fat eighths for those, but the pattern is jelly roll friendly. So all of the squares that you see on this quilt top, it's all coming from a jelly roll. So it's really simple. I love using pre-cuts because it just saves you a lot of time when cutting squares, and with having all of the different prints and colors in that one jelly roll, it gives you the perfect variety to make this quilt. So those fat eighths are, and the yardage for the stems and leaves are just for the flower blocks only. And the patchwork blocks are obviously simple piecing. I do want to show you really quick, I'll put this up. I did a pink border on this one. I love this print. I think it's perfect for borders. And then you'll be able to see I used a multi-colored circle dot. It's an older basic print of ours that we brought back for the background. So mostly you're catching a glimpse of the white background, but it's just busy enough that it makes a great backing for your quilt. And then we did the striped teal binding on this one, and I actually love how the pink and the teal play together. I think it's a great color combo. So if you're thinking about making this quilt pattern, don't worry about these flower blocks. They are not difficult. They're actually really, really fun to make. And I gave Mom the pattern today because it would be really cool to do either a wall hanging with a couple of these flowers and a patchwork block, or even a wall hanging with 9 of these flowers would be a lot of fun. So this quilt measures 59 inches by 69 inches, so it's not very big. It's the perfect throw quilt, throw over the couch, hang on a wall. It's great for that. And like I said, just these are a little bit smaller blocks, but this quilt is a lot of fun to make and so cute. I think it's one of my favorites. Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed this video where I got to talk more in detail about the Friendly Blooms quilt pattern. I love this quilt and I think it's so cute, so it was great talking a little bit more about the blocks and also what inspired this quilt. So if you liked this video, give it a like, and also if you're new here to the channel, please subscribe. You can find the Friendly Blooms pattern linked in the description below, and thanks so much for stopping by.